But
yeah, I rambled on for a while.
no,
right?
honestly, that's good. I think a lot of us, I mean, I just, from my perspective, I feel like I don't always get to hear that side.
It's 20 years, like that's, I mean, I'm 45 this year, so that stuff, like thinking back, I almost kind of have to ramble on because it plays back. It's hard to piece it together in a story. I just kind of have to blab
You see
it
it
out.
clearly, right?
Yeah.
I struggle with that too, because there's so many pieces of the story where you're trying to put in all the things together and make it make sense to the listener.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
Okay, thank you.
The mental health journey for you, I know you've been pretty vocal about that in the last couple of years. Can you pinpoint a place where it was like, I know this thing is a thing for me? And from what I understand, people who are struggling with their mental health, it's not a fix-all. There's not just a one thing that ends it. It's kind of like you always have to kind of stay on top of that. Mental health is something we all have to keep top of mind. So for you, when did you come to the realization like, oh, this is an important thing I need to address?
I actually had just said somebody, it was a counselor. It was a new counselor. I have been going through a terrible part in a relationship pre-Kristen. It was like a questionnaire, sort of to guide him where you are, with your mental health and depression and stuff. And I scored pretty high, and he made no bones about it. He's like, you're clinically depressed. So I remember just breaking down, because I never really. It's having somebody validate or verify, and just all of a sudden that opens up such a wave of emotion, just even talking about it, right? But I remember that, and then I started going through that process, and I was with somebody at the time who was there but not there, and so my initial journey with that. It was part of my fault too, because I still was drinking a lot, and but I was drinking heavily on Wellbutrin was the first one I was given.
That's the medication.
Yeah.